Hello everybody, Dagmar Bryant, Mindset and Transformational Coach, coming to you this morning from beautiful Lincolnshire. Look where I'm standing this morning. I'm actually on a public footpath, it's a bit bright out there, but I am in the middle of a wheat field. Can you believe that? It's so flat and it is lovely. Do you know what also is lovely about this place? Super duper quiet. So the big news is that Glenn and I have moved. We've moved from Northamptonshire to Lincolnshire. And that's one of the reasons that I've been off air for a whole week. I know, I say a whole week. It doesn't feel like a whole week, but then again it does. It just seems like so long. And the reason I've been off air is because I haven't actually had internet. So even if I would have done a Facebook Live every day, I probably would have run out of internet bandwidth pretty quickly, and I wouldn't have been able to upload it to any of my other platforms. But today, you would think that it would be fairly easy in this day and age to have internet, just plug it in and away you go. Nope, we actually have to have the man come out and install a little box. So it's not completely remote, it just happens to be the location of this house that we're living in didn't have the right installation. So today we get internet and I will be back on air obviously today and onwards. But it's been a really weird time. I haven't been on social media, I haven't been checking out Facebook or any of the other things, basically doing the bare minimum. And it's made me think, well, do we get used to something very easily that we don't automatically think that we are going to ever be without? And I would suggest that we do. The perfect example is the internet, not having the internet for a whole week. We are in 2020, people. The internet is pretty standard. It goes along with your utilities like gas and electricity and water. Think back a mere 50 years to the 70s and the 80s where nobody had internet. Nobody even gave it a second thought. So it wasn't something that was a big deal. But these days, the internet is such a big part of our communication, we can't really get by without it. So tell me, what is it that you have perhaps in your life that you've had to do without that you didn't think was such a big deal, but all of a sudden you've gone, how would I be without this one particular thing? Now that might be for some of you ladies, mascara, eyeliner or lipstick, or it might be something more substantial. What is it in your life that you just couldn't do without? Tell me, share with me what it is that you have integrated into your life that is such an important part of your life. I know with this pandemic, we've had to make some huge adjustments in terms of the kind of life that we're leading. I was reading an article only a couple of days ago about a lady who's being told to go back to work, but she's got nowhere to put her kids. So what does she do with childcare? Childcare is one of those things that I would have thought would have been something quite relevant and important in this day and age. If we as women are going to work, we might not have a partner, or our partner goes to work, and that's something that's really important to us in terms of, being able to provide for our family. What would you do if you had little kids and you didn't have childcare, and maybe you didn't have easy access to a family or friend support base? That's a really difficult one. The pandemic has forced us to really reassess what's important and what we can do with and without. Tell me about what is it that you have found that is really important in your life, that is something that you cannot do without, that you really need. What is something that you have had to do without and that you've realized perhaps, maybe I don't need this so much? These are some really great questions. Do share with me your stories. I'll be back on air again tomorrow. Look out for my next video then. Thanks for listening, guys.